Hello ladies and gents, boys and girls, welcome back to Let's Play Mountain Blade Warband. Alright, so, last episode we conquered the tutorial, showed you all the key aspects of the game. Well, fighting aspects of the game. Because really, that tutorial, it showed you a bit about the actual fighting, but it didn't actually show you the whole, you know, tactical parts and whatnot of this game. And I saw, after editing for the last video, I think this game needs to be toned down a little bit. Just a little bit. There we go. That's better. Alright, so let's actually get into the meat of the game, ladies and gentlemen. You excited? I'm excited. Welcome, adventurer, to Diplomacy for Mountain Blade Warband. Before beginning the game, you must create your character. Remember that in traditional medieval society depicted in the game, war and politics are usually dominated by male members of the nobility. But it does not, however, mean that you should not choose to play a female character, or one who is not of noble birth. Male nobles may have a somewhat easier start, but women and commoners can attain all the same goals, and in fact may have a much more interesting, if more challenging, early game. Oh, I guess I might as well state these two things. Okay, 1. I'm not using the newest version of this game. I'm using the version 1.3 something. It's not 1.34, mainly because I think this version is a bit more stable than the other one. And there are bugs in 1.4 that I just can't stand playing with. And number 2, I'm using 2 different mods for this. Number 1, I'm using the Diplomacy mod, which you'll see in effect. I've actually used before, it's very nice. And the one I haven't used yet is the pre-battle order deployments, which, I don't know, it looks kind of interesting. I'll have to see how that plays out. Alright, remember to choose yeah. Select your character's gender. Let's see, am I a male? Let me check. Yep, male. I said male. I don't know. You were born years ago in a land far away. Your father was... Alright, now it's gonna give you like basically a thing about how your past went. That's always the hardest part for me. I don't know what to do. I'm not gonna be being a noble, because that gives you like a reputation bonus and whatnot. And reputation is something entirely... It's a whole new topic. I guess I'll be a veteran warrior. My dad was a veteran. As a child, your father scrabbled in meager living from your father's wages as a guardsman and local lord. It was not an easy existence, but you were too poor to get much of an education. Learn mainly how to defend yourself in the streets, with or without weapon in hand. You... No. Go back. This is very professional. No, my dad was a traveling merchant. The born son of a traveling merchant, although moving from place to place in search of profit, although your parents were wealthier than most and educated you as well as they could, you found little opportunity to make friends on the road, living mostly for moments when you could still sell something to somebody. You started to learn about the world almost as you could walk and talk. You spend your early life as, a shop assistant. As a boy growing out of childhood, you apprenticed to a wealthy merchant, picking up the trade over years of working shops and driving caravans. You soon became adept at the art of buying in low, selling high, and leaving the customers thinking they got the better deal. Then, as a young adult, life changes always does. You became... a squire. But a distinction felt sudden to you. Somewhere along the way, you become a man, and the whole world seemed to change around you. When you were named squire to noble at a court, you practiced long hours with weapons, learning how to deal hard knocks and how to take them too. You were instructed in the obligations to your lord, and of your duties to those who might one day be your vassals. But in addition to learning the chivalric ideal, you also learned about the less uplifting side. Old warriors' stories of ruthless power politics, the betrayals and usurpations of men who use guile as well as valor to achieve their aims. But soon, everything changed, and you decided to strike out on your own as an adventurer. What made you take the decision? Wanderlust. Only you know exactly what caused you gave up your own life going adventure. You're not even sure when your home became a prison, and familiar became mundane, but your dreams of wandering had taken over your life. Whether you yearn for some faraway place, or merely for the open road and for the freedom to travel, you could no longer bear to stay in the same place. You simply went and never looked back. Let's become an adventurer and ride to our destiny. Now, okay, now we've done all that, we get to choose a saving policy for the game. Now, normally, I would do realistic, but I'm gonna do allow me to quit without saving in case like a recording fails and I have to replay through it again because I don't want to miss parts of the game unless I want to actually miss them. And no, basically this means that you can't like if you lose horribly, you can't like go back and change it. It's history. And in this, it means that and if you do that, and then if you lose, then you can go back to previous save. I'm not going to be doing that, I'm just going to do so for recording methods. Now enter your name and distribute your attributes, skill, and weapon points. You can click on various elements on the screen to learn how each one will affect your character. Alright, so, this is the character creation screen. Basically, this is the foundation of the character we'll be playing. As for name, that could work. Hold on, I'm gonna do heads or tails. Oh, I have a $1 coin. I didn't know that. Heads, oh god. Oh, damn it. Heads. Alright. We shall be called Roland. Let's see, what do we get here? 7, 8, 7, 8. That's flesh. Writing skill. Inventory management. Leadership trait. That's nice. One-handed, two-handed. Alright, so let's put 2 into there. And 2 in there. Oh, by the way, these are your attributes. Strength, basically, hold on. Strength. Every point adds +1 to hit points. The following skills cannot be developed beyond 1/3 of strength. Iron Flesh, Power, Strike, Power, Throw, Power, Draw. Agility. Agility. Each point gives 5 weapon points and slightly increased movement speed. The following skill cannot be developed beyond 1/3 of agility. Weapon Master, Shield, Athletics, Riding, Horse Archery, and Looting. Intelligence. Every point of intelligence immediately gives 1 extra skill point. The following skills cannot be developed beyond 1/3 of intelligence: trainer, tracking, tactics, pathfinding, spotting, inventory management, wounds treatment, surgery, first aid, engineer, and persuasion. And lastly, charisma. Each point increases your party size limit by 1. Following skills cannot be developed beyond 1/3 of charisma, prisoner management, leadership, and trade. I'm not gonna go through all of these though. Yeah, I'll go through them as I deem them necessary. I'm just gonna add what I think is good. One there. There. Definitely 2 there. Is that a party skill? Yeah. Alright. Okay. And lastly, we have proficiencies. It covers the basic weapons we get to use. One-handed weapons, two-handed weapons, pole arms, archer, bows, crossbows, and javelins. Throwing weapons. What do I want to... I don't know what kind of weapon I'm going to use yet, but I'll put that to 70 and I guess that's a 65. Alright, we're good. To adjust your character's facing the buttons and sliders. To rotate the head, click on it, and drag the mouse. Alright, so this is what used to be our tutorial man. I'm not going to shape him into the man I so wish him to be. I might cut this out, I might not. I don't know. I'm trying to spend too much time on this. Well, I think I sort of character I want him to look like. Anyways. I guess this will be good. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. Alright. You hear about Caradia, a land torn between rival kingdoms battling turf for supremacy. A haven for knights and mercenaries, cutthroats and adventurers, all willing to risk their lives in pursuit of fortune, power, or glory. In this land, which holds great dangers and even greater opportunities, you believe you may leave your past behind and start a new life. You feel that finally you hold the key of your destiny in your hands. Free to choose as you will, and that whatever course you take, great adventures will await you. Drawn by the stories you hear about Caradia and its kingdoms, you... Alright, so now it basically tells us what kingdom we want to start in. Is what kingdom we want to actually start position-wise in. We don't actually start in these kingdoms, like as nobles in them or soldiers. We just sort of are dropped off at their capitals. I'll give you a lowdown of all these guys, when I'm actually in the game, but for now I'm just gonna take a caravan to Swadia. You came by caravan for the heartland of Caradia. Green shoots of wheat, barley, and oats are beginning to push the dark soil of the rolling hills. On the low slopes of snow-capped mountains, herds of cattle and sheep are grazing on the spring grass. Occasionally, too, you catch sight of one of the great war horses of the prior Swanee nobility. The land here is rich, but also troubled, as the occasional burnt-out farm bears witness. You keep a wide berth of force, where desperate men have taken refuge, and it is some relief when you cross the ridge and catch sight of the great port of Praven, its rooftops made golden by the last rays of the setting sun. You're exhausted by the time you find it in Praven. Fall asleep quickly. Wherever you awake before dawn and are eager to explore your surroundings. You venture out into the streets, which are still deserted. All of a sudden, you hear a sound that stands the hairs of your neck on end. The rasp of a blade sliding from the scabbard. And we're actually getting into a fight here. Alright. Do I have a shield? No, I don't. This is gonna end badly. Well, no. I'm not this bad at the game. Seem to have started with shield or sword and a crossbow. Come on, you big ugly palooka! Ah! There we go. First actual fight in the game. Our first blood. That lonely bandit. Hey, what the hell? Didn't expect that. Are you alright? Well, I guess you're alive at any rate. I'm not sure we can say the same for the other fellow. That's one less feat to trouble our street tonight. Well, heaven knows it won't be the last. Anyway, maybe we can help you with something. Let's talk more inside. Out here, we don't know who's listening. Merchant takes you to his house. Once inside, he stands by the door for a while, checking the streets. And then, finally, convinced you have not been followed, comes near you to speak. And here we are in this guy's house. Actually been around his... Oh, it's downstairs? Ooh! It's like a little winery. That's cool. actually explored these houses before. I'm sorry. What are we talking about here? Don't kick him. Now, let me explain my proposition. We've always had brigands in the hills, driven to banditry by war, debt, or love of violence. Recently, however, they've been getting bolder, leaving their camps in the wild and venturing into town, looking for unwary prey. The watch commander tells us it's because of all the fighting in the frontiers. Fewer men to keep an eye on the streets. Alright. But I'm not sure what to make of that. It seems to me that the most logical explanation bands have an ally inside the walls, who helps them enter unnoticed and helps identify particularly tempting targets. Last week, you see, they took my brother. I don't know what I was thinking. A lad from a prominent house, out alone after dark in times like these? Well, I suppose you were too, but you're a stranger here, and didn't know how bad things had become. He had no such excuse, but he's family, so what can you do? If you don't protect your king, then people will start thinking that you can't protect your investments either, and I can't have that. The gang will soon send word about a ransom, but I don't care to pay. So here's my proposition. You'll give out a bit of experience of a blade, more importantly, a bit of fire in your belly, or you wouldn't be coming to Calrati to seek your fortune. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Gather a small party, trek these bandits to their lair, teach them a lesson they won't forget, and get my brother back safe. In return, you'll earn my lasting gratitude and a bit of silver. What do you say? I'm interested. You won't be able to do this by yourself, though. If you try and take on the whole gang single-handedly, the hunter will become the hunted, I'll warn. The first one to round up a group of volunteers. There's always a few lads and villages around here, looking for a bit of work that's more interesting than tilling the soil or hauling water. They'll follow you, if you pay. So, take this purse of 100 dinars. See it as an advantage to your ward. Go around to the villages, use money to hire some help. We're going to need at least 5 men to take on those bandits. Very good, sir. I'll go collect some men from around the villages. Good. You find me getting a tavern here in Praven after you got your group together. Then we'll speak about what to do next. Dibba-dibba-doo. Can I leave there? No. Alright. Alright, and this is the map, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god, I've never actually seen it like this. I'm actually playing in full graphics and never actually play like this since my laptop sucked. The color scheme. Anyways, I'm getting off track. I'm gonna assume I got rid of what I'm thinking I got rid of. Anyways. Yes. So, this is Colorado, ladies and gentlemen. And all these kingdoms are out for blood against one another. In the center, we have the kingdom of Swadia. They're, hold on, I can show you something here. How do I don't know. The kingdom of Swadia. Swadia is basically your generic knightly sort of guys, and they are most famous for having the best cavalry in the game. No hands down. Well, they can only be contested by only one other cavalry I can really think of. That's about it. God damn it. Next, we have the Roddics. The Roddics are interesting. They don't have any cavalry units. They're all infantry units. However, their infantry units are some of the best in the game. They have really good actual infantrymen, and they have the best sharpshooters in the game. Sharpshooters, if you didn't know, are archers or marksmen with crossbows. Yeah, they're the best ones in the game. And even they can do well in close combat. Next, we have the Nords. Yeah. They have been known to have the biggest of beards and the most axiest of axes. They're also a infantry exclusive kingdom. And they have the best infantry in the game. They're Huskarls. Nord Huskarls. Though they have bowmen, but those bowmen suck. I'm sorry, they do. Next, we have the Kingdom of Vagars. The Kingdom of Vagars is basically, it's like, I never say this. They're really good at. They have the best archers in the game, and they have good cavalry. Not as good as, you know, Swadians and the other guys, but they have really good cavalry. Yeah, I guess that's all I can really say about that. Next we have the Kyrgyz Kante. This is your Mongolian Empire type kingdom, Kante, whatever you want to call it. As you can probably guess, they all are mounted on horseback, which can be a pain in the ass to take them down. Although, really, their motto basically goes on is quantity over quality. They're not the greatest horseback cavalry in the game, and they probably will never be. I don't see that changing anytime soon. And, oh yeah, and they have a unique unit, the horseback archers. They're a bitch to fight. And lastly, something that's new to Warband is these guys, the Serenade Sultans. They're basically like Swadia, but they're Arabian, and they have archers instead of crossbowmen. They also have probably the second best cavalry in the game. People get into debates about which one's better. Serenade Mamelukes, which are the highest cavalry, or Swadian Knights. Personally, I like Knights better, but it's just me. I didn't really play these guys all much. One day, I will have to side with one of these guys, but for now, we're just going around doing stuff for people. Actually, I'm curious. This is the city screen. You go in here, and you can do many things. You can go to the castle, which, you know, you can take a walk on the streets, which is basically pointless. Visit a tavern, which is what I came here to do. You get into the arena, which basically you can do arena fights, and in some special cases, a tournament. You can go to the marketplace, which basically you can buy and sell stuff. You can wait for some time, which, well, you wait for some time, and you restore health. Or you can meet the guildmaster, who will give you quests and such. For right now, I just want to go to the tavern and see something here. Let's go, travel. Ooh! This is exactly what I was looking for. This is you see this person is named, right? That means she's a companion. This one's Cleffy. Hello there. From the look of you, I'd say you're expecting to get in some fights in the near future. Are you by any chance looking for some help? I could be. What's your story? Well, sir, as long as you remember, I've had a weakness for pretty things, and I've gotten me in trouble, you see. I grew up in Mallier Castle as a bonded servant, working alongside my mother in the kitchens. I would amuse myself by hunting mice through the pantries and sculleries. I was so good at it, I put the castle cats out of the job, and eventually the Lord realized I might also be employed to track down bigger game, on certain errands of a type perhaps better left unsaid. Needless to say, I found a number of opportunities to avail myself of trinkets that had normally belonged to my lord's enemies, so I was able to buy myself out of bondage and not find hire as a free agent. My last job was here in Praven. Unfortunately, my last wife's employer had a lovely amulet of a kind I simply couldn't resist. She doesn't know it's missing, yet, but she might soon. So tell me, are you looking for helpers? I might be. What can you do? Well, sir, let me tell you. I may not know how to read and write, but I know the quickest way to a man's heart is between his fourth and fifth rib, if you understand me. I can throw knives just to stab him with them, and I'll silver as a quicksilver. You'll find me useful in a fight, I'll warrant. Sounds like you can do the job. I'll hire you. That's good news, Captain, but so how about paying me a little something silver in agreement? A mere 200 would be enough. Please, don't take this the wrong way, but I've had some bad luck from employers in the past. I don't know how much money I have. It can't be 200, though. No, I can't afford that right now. How much money do I have? Oh, I have 370. Well then, come here. I still talk to you? Apologies, I was rude earlier. Yes. Sounds like a good job. Alright, here. Good. Give me this mirror and I'll be ready to move. Alright, as our first companion. Why did I just move up this way? Alright. And with the remaining dollars we have, let's go head out and buy some recruits. soldiers to fight for us. Glorious battle. Ooh. This is the king. Well, King of Swan anyways. King Harlos. Do I know you? My name is Roland, at your service. I'm King Harlos, ruler of the Kingdom of Swati and Lord of Raven and Talabro. You may be of common birth, but know that I'm always looking for good men to fight for me, if they can prove themselves to be worthy of my trust. What is it? Now, when you meet a guy like this in the field, you can ask for quests. In this case, the king can ask for vassalage. You can ask him a few questions. Or deliver demands. Which I'm not going to do because I'm not suicidal. I don't want to make this an enemy this big already. I need more people. King Harlos in particular is actually known to many Mountain Blade fans as the King of Feasts. Most of you will not understand that, but you'll understand later if we actually get into this sort of thing, where he throws feasts every other second. And this is a band of enemies. What do you want? Surrender or die? As you wish, prepare to die. 8 on 8 should be perfect to train up some of my recruits. And this is an actual battle. Well, sort of. It's as close to battle as you can get. Bunch of looters. Since I'm on horseback, this should be easy game. Damn. The most dangerous sword these dudes can do is hit you with their very short swords and throw rocks at you. I mentioned they yell. They yell a lot too. Come on, guys. Take him out. Yeah! You get him now. That's nice. Force them to have a prison management so we can't take these guys as prisoners. But we did get an upgrade from them.